Yeah, I've been intrigued lately by all these cop cases, these police shootings. They happen all the time now because they have the video footage, but it seems like there's been more than normal lately, especially with the Chauvin trial coming to an end. Actually, in a meeting, I got my boss talking about one of the shootings, but these shootings in general. And I think it came up, like, how can we solve this problem? And I said, well, people can stop fucking lying about it on both sides, first of all. Because it seems like in all these shootings, the most vocal people are the hacks that present one side of the case. They say, Michael Brown was a good boy. He was a good boy. He didn't hurt no one. He wasn't doing anything wrong. And he was just, viciously murdered while walking home from choir practice. And then you got people on the other side say that defend somebody like Chauvin and are dishonest about what Chauvin did. Oh, he didn't have his knee on his neck. That was a deceptive angle. He was trying to protect himself. The fentanyl killed him. So, as long as people are lying on both sides, you're never going to get to the truth. It's going to make the problem worse. And if you treat police officers unfairly, who the hell is going to want to be a police officer? If a police officer thinks they're going to get thrown under the bus, you're going to be lucky to have anyone or anybody competent policing your streets. So this is the problem. The problem is people crying wolf, people lying about it. This is the problem preventing us from solving the problem. So I usually side with the police in these issues. Well, the police aren't clairvoyant. Like this kid that was out shooting a gun at 2:30 a.m. in Chicago. The police show up and he whips the gun out to throw it away, and the policeman shoots him just as he pushes his hands up. But when you watch it in real time, he moves in a way where it's hard to see exactly what he was doing. Amped up and everything, but everyone's a Monday morning quarterback saying, oh, he had his hands up, you killed an innocent kid. Well, you know what? Maybe if you're not going around shooting through 30 a.m., you can prevent yourself from putting in that kind of situation. So, I'm just loath to live in a country where we're going to give a thug shooting a gun 2:30 in the morning the benefit of the doubt over the person trying to prevent the kid from doing something like that. So, but at the same time, we gotta hold the bad apples to account when they fuck up. So, the Chauvin decision is coming next week. I think he's gonna get convicted on at least one of the charges, even if on the lesser one. A hung jury on some, or maybe even all of the charges. That definitely seems plausible. Him getting acquitted on all charges, to me it doesn't seem likely, but it wouldn't shock me based on these past cases. You never know how a jury is gonna vote. But I think what the prosecution presented, especially when they showed Floyd going unconscious as the officer was putting his full weight into his neck through his knee, I think it's pretty convincing if I was in the jury. But I didn't see all the testimony. I thought that the defense's rebuttals were not very strong. I thought they were kind of desperate, but they're just working with what they have and trying to do their job, That's my opinion. There's a lot of hacks that are saying, the police kneeling on his neck and on his back had absolutely nothing to do with it. It was due to the drugs, but I think the testimony of the professionals, the medical doctors, was convincing and beyond a reasonable doubt. But that's just me. But I just hate all the hacks in these cases that are just completely unreasonable. Mostly as they side with the criminals, like guys resisting arrest. Like, we can't have the cops out on the street having to deal with completely unreasonable and dangerous people, and we can't tie their hands. It's going to be bad for them. It'll be good for the criminals. It'll be bad for everybody else. So I side with the cops, unless they're being completely unreasonable, like some of these shootings. But because the hacks group all of them together, the bad ones with the justifiable ones, well, we're never going to get to solve the problem. And it's probably going to be worse for everybody. Except maybe the criminals. Because, they get the settlements and they get the benefit of the doubt. But I am entertained by it. I'm entertained by the ruckus and the fighting. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be, but the world's fucked up, so you might as well be entertained by it. Anyway, thanks for listening to this rant while I'm just driving.